So here's a street light, and there's the moonlight. A light and another light. And they say the moon is a reflection of the sun's light. But look, that's a light, and that's obviously a light. If you think the moon is a reflection of the sun's light and not its own light, you're out of your mind. So street light, moonlight. So for one, the moonlight is measurably cooler than the shadow, because the moon, it's a light. It actually casts shadows. So it actually casts really crisp shadows. So the moonlight is measurably cooler than the moon shadow. Also, the moon gives off more gamma than the sun. So if this moon is a reflection of the sun's light, how does it give off more gamma? So that's the moon. It's the cool light. The sun is the warm light. The moon is the pulling. The sun is the giving. The moon, or luna, is the feminine. The sun is the masculine. It's all energy they're trying to disconnect us from. So the moon isn't a dusty rock in outer fake space. No one can't land on it. Can't land on the moon. No one's ever landed on the moon. It's a luminary. It's a light in the sky. It's the lesser light to rule the night. Also, the moon stands for months. So the lunar cycle is 28 days. There's 13 moon cycles in the year. 13 times 28 is 364. We live in a perfect clock and calendar.
There's an island that shows up on one satellite photo, just once. No name, no label, and no explanation. Then gone. Wiped from every map, every database, like it was never there. But here's the weird part. A sailor from Chile said he accidentally landed on it in 2003. And what he described, it doesn't match anything on Earth. He said the water turned black before they reached shore. Not oil, not pollution, like pure ink. The compass spun in circles and the sky got weirdly still, dead quiet, like the whole place was covered by something invisible. Not clouds, like a dome. He said the stars above didn't match the constellations he knew. They were different, bigger, closer. One of them moved, and then he saw it. Walls, not cliffs, walls, too perfect, like they were built. Smooth white walls made of ice stretching into the sky, straight lines, no erosion, no melting, just frozen geometry. He didn't even step off the boat. When he got home, he told a few people. Days later, military shows up, confiscates his logs, GPS, everything. And then boom, his fishing license revoked. Coincidence? Here's where it gets crazier. People tried to find that island again, same coordinates. Nothing, but every now and then someone sees it. Just for a second, a flicker on the horizon before it vanishes into cloud. Some say it's a mirage. Others? They think it's one of the outer lands, a place past the Antarctic Circle, hidden beyond the maps, a place you're not supposed to reach. And if that's true, if even one part of that is true, then what else is out there? Why are we being kept in? Why do the maps lie? And why does it feel like the edge of the world is being guarded? Don't take my word for it. Just ask yourself this. If the world really is a globe, why are we only allowed to explore part of it? If you're still here, your brain's not like most people's. Follow for more truths you were never meant to question. This is for entertainment purposes.
They told us Penn Station, New York, was built in 1910. But what if it was never built at all? What if it was inherited? A Tartarian relic buried and repurposed. 150-foot ceilings, massive stone columns, deep underground platforms, yet no workforce records, no massive payrolls, no real proof of construction. Horse carts and manual tools in just 5 years doesn't add up. Where did all that granite and limestone come from? No records of quarrying, delivery, or logistics. Because maybe it was already there, dug out, not built. Charles McKim had never done anything close to this scale. No detailed blueprints or models exist. Was he just a name on an old world project? In 1963, they destroyed Penn Station. Not for development, but to erase something that didn't fit the narrative. Modern lies replaced ancient truth. Tartaria erased again.
And it directly touches on the secrets of our real-world order. In truth, few people guess the real reasons, but let's start with the well-known facts. It's believed that airships were built in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. In reality, that's not the case, and we'll discuss this later. But there was a choice, to develop airships or airplanes, and airships were objectively a more promising thing. Let's look at why. Comfort. With unlimited cabin space, they could be like a cruise ship with all amenities at a corresponding level. Lifting capacity and flight range. An airship can carry more passengers than an airplane, or a colossal amount of cargo. Imagine a cruise liner in the air with 3,000 to 4,000 passengers on board. Airships are highly reliable and safe if an explosive substance is not used as the gas. There are options for thermal inflation or combined systems, and all have their advantages. Safety is many times higher than with airplanes or helicopters. In fact, even in the largest airship disasters, they showed the highest survival rates for people. Fuel efficiency. As a result, the cost of a flight and the cost per passenger kilometer or per unit of transported cargo is lower. They could have replaced a significant part of marine cargo transportation. An airship has an unlimited amount of time it can stay in the air, as if on anti-gravitational thrust. Airport infrastructure and runways are not critical for it. It might not even need to land at all, but simply hover above the ground. Of course, skeptics will claim that airships have many disadvantages. For example, they fly slowly. This is not true. It is easy to build stratospheric airships that could rise to 20 to 30 kilometers and fly at speeds of over 1,000 kilometers per hour. This is thanks to the thin atmosphere at high altitudes, where size and shape no longer matter as much. Besides, those who fly on an airship can sail, like on a ship, at a relatively low speed on an aerial cruise. In most cases, high speed and access to the stratosphere are not needed at all. You just have to remember that in the first half of the 20th century, airships flew at speeds up to 150 kilometers per hour. They claim they have poor maneuverability. This is also not true. A modern airship does not need to be a balloon with a gondola, as was done in the early 20th century. It can be given any ideal, suitable shape to ensure both maneuverability and aerodynamics. Passengers could be disembarked using a mooring mast, by the craft hovering over the ground, or with a lowered airship elevator. Yes, even by helicopters directly from the board. An aerodynamically shaped craft, equipped with jet engines, would behave no worse than an airplane during flight and landing, and even much, much better. Another supposed major drawback is the large hangars. But if you think about it, is it really a drawback? No one considers the dry docks that fit a cruise liner to be excessively expensive. If all of this had been mass-produced, airships would have cost less than modern Boeings, and maintenance would be much simpler. And so, with all these unseen prospects for cargo and passenger transport, one event occurred that put an end to the development of airship construction. In 1936, the Zeppelin LZ-129 Hindenburg was built. It was 245 meters long, 41 meters in diameter, and had 200,000 cubic meters of gas in its balloons. 4 diesel engines, each with 1,200 horsepower, were capable of lifting up to 100 tons of payload. In calm weather, the airship reached speeds of up to 135 kilometers per hour. And then one day, according to the official story, they couldn't find helium in Germany to fill the balloons, so the airship was filled with explosive hydrogen instead. And then on May 6th...
Wait, have you ever been to Antarctica?
Yeah.
Do you believe in the ice wall?
Yeah, I saw the ice wall.
Well,
Yeah, he saw it too.
I can't say on stream.
No way, but we'll talk about it later. That's
Let's just say you always need someone with you when you're in Antarctica.
Are you serious?
Okay, so Mr. Beast admitting to the ice wall, but then not wanting to talk about it any further on stream. What are your opinions of this? Was that a genuine discussion? Was it just clickbait? But honestly, we've seen this before. We've seen Shaquille O'Neal, Mike Tyson, Rampage Jackson, a bunch of other sports figures and celebrities talking about that they're a flat earther. I mean, they're not afraid to discuss it. And what does this mean? You know, if it becomes a mainstream topic, are we going to be like, ugh, and be worrisome? Or are we going to be like, all right, we were trying to spread the word in the first place. Let's keep going. You know, with this growth rate, it's an accelerating growth rate. So every year, flat Earth grows more than it did the year before. In about a decade, 50% of the world will believe it's flat, and the other 50 will still believe it's a globe. What does that mean? Are we done? It's like, oh, it's gotten too popular now. Let's skip town. Or are we going to be excited because that's what we were shooting for in the first place? Or does it even matter? What if it becomes such a political issue that it's literally in politics? The president says, you want to vote for me? The Earth's flat, dang it. Duh. You know, I don't, two wings of the same predatory bird. I don't play those games. You know what I mean? But do you want to be a part of that world? And will it make you feel like, whoa, hold on a minute. What if flat Earth was a false dichotomy in the first place? What if it's not about math and physics and this or that? What if it's just about whether or not you believe in the God of the Bible? Hey, whoa!